There's a story from Ireland that tells of a Paddy Englishman, Paddy Irishman, Paddy Scotsman, and they're training for some elite special forces unit. And the last test, they're brought to this little house in the middle of nowhere, and the first guy to go in is the English guy, and the sergeant puts a gun on the table and says, I want you to go into the room next door and I want you to kill whoever is in there. So the English guy picks up the gun, he goes in, and he's in there for like a couple of minutes, and he comes out really upset. He says, listen, my wife's in there. I'm not going to do it, I can't pull the trigger. Puts the gun on the table, walks out. Scottish guy comes in, same thing. When you pick up that gun, go into that room, kill whoever's in there. He goes in, he comes out half an hour later, he's like, I tried, but it's my wife. I can't kill my wife. Puts the gun down and says, I'm out of here. Then the Irish guy goes in, same thing. Go into the room, kill whoever's in there. So the Irish guy picks up the gun, walks into the room. He's in there for about 10 minutes, and then you hear this commotion. Tables and chairs sound like they're being broken, someone screams. And then he comes out and he's sweating, and he says, some idiot filled this gun with blanks. He says, I had to bludgeon her to death, right? Now, the interesting thing about that story is I think it captures the heart of the problem with fundamentalism. Is that within fundamentalism, the discourse is believed. We say, like, if your child is sick, you pray for your child, right? Now, what everybody knows is that kind of means as long as it's not that serious, but if it's serious, you call an ambulance, right? But the true fundamentalist actually embraces what's being said and totally believes it. And you see that whenever something in the newspaper comes out where somebody prayed for their child rather than calling an ambulance and their child died. So the trick is, you believe it, but you're not supposed to really believe it. Where the psychotic believer is the one who doesn't experience the difference between what's said and what one should really believe. You see that all the time operating, for example, in Ireland, where it's polite to turn down food 3 times before you say yes. So if someone offers me food, I say, no, I really couldn't. And they say it again, say, no, I'm not hungry. And the third time, I go, oh yeah, I'd love to, thank you very much. So they're saying, and I'm saying that I'm not hungry, when really I am. And everybody in Ireland understands that discourse. It's only people from the outside who think it's weird. Now, the difference between that fundamentalist approach, which is trying to believe what is said, absolutely, is the liberal approach. The liberal approach is one in which you actually have doubts. You can question. You realise that some of the things have metaphorical truths, etc., etc. Now, the problem with that for me is that certainty still exists, but now it's not in the mind, now it's in the structure. So within more progressive communities, it's the songs that are all about certainty. It's the liturgical structure. The sermons are all about God being there and the prayers. So while you can doubt in your mind, you're actually liturgically enacting certainty. The fundamentalism isn't in the mind anymore, it's in the structure itself. What I'm arguing for is a third step beyond all of that, where God is seen in the unknowing, the brokenness, and the mystery. Not expressed in certainty either in the mind or expressed in certainty in the liturgical structure. What I'm arguing for is a faith that fully embraces our fragmented nature. A faith where the liturgy is something that draws us into that. So instead of having like pop songs which are all about certainty and getting what you want and what you desire, worship music will look more like Tom Waits or Bob Dylan or Bon Iver. It will be music that helps us look at our lives in all of its complexity. The sermons that we hear will be full of people admitting their brokenness and learning to live with that and talking about how to live with that. Prayers will be prayers of unknowing. That's the liturgical structure. That's the church which I want to see rise up today.